Welcome to Fordham Student TV News. I'm Haley Messenger.
And I'm Vicky Kalpaxis.
We're doing things a little bit differently for our last episode of the year. We're showcasing some of the best work from journalism students on campus.
But first, reporter Brianna Lyman gathered student opinions on presidential candidate Elizabeth Warren's proposal to wipe college debt from nearly 45 million Americans.
2020 candidate Senator Elizabeth Warren recently proposed a plan that would wipe clean nearly 45 million Americans' college debt. On top of that, she proposed a plan that would allow for a 2 to 4 year free college. How do you feel about free public college?
I think it's a great idea. I think it's necessary, honestly.
I think that without a degree, it is really impossible to get anywhere nowadays. I mean, even easy jobs that you think are entry level, just you need that college degree to even get your foot in the door.
Free education, I feel great about that. I feel like everybody can afford college, so making it free would be a big step.
Warren proposed that in order to pay for this kind of program, she would implement a ultramillionaire tax, and essentially it's a 2% tax on families who make $50 million or more each year. So that would affect roughly 75,000 American families. Do you think that this is a fair and feasible way to pay for such a program?
I do, however, you have to look at the tax ramifications of that and understand what does that mean for families that are in that tax bracket, because a lot of times those families do understand the loopholes to avoid those kinds of taxes. So maybe a more sustainable way would be to find another form of funding rather than the whole tax the rich initiative.
For 2020 is, wiping clean public debt or college debt is, free education. Is this a campaign issue that you're going to be looking for in candidates?
I mean, yeah, I think there is a big student debt bubble.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think it affects me definitely. So as a college student, paying money.
Thanks, Brianna. One Fordham professor is shaking things up on campus by combining athletics with academics. Here's Catherine Roberts with more.
Once a week, a class of about 20 students file into Fordham University's fitness center to learn about business consulting and management skills, and to burn some calories. This unusual class is taught by the Gabelli School of Business's professor, Yulita Haber, a fitness lover who says she's always struggled to learn while sitting still. After 7 years of research and experimentation with physical activities in different college classrooms, Haber launched Burn to Learn at Fordham in spring 2018. As the first official fitness integrated learning course on an American college campus, it quickly started making a buzz around the school and among major news outlets. By incorporating physical activity in her classes, Haber says she's trying to return to natural human ways of learning.
Only recently, in the very recent history of human history, that we are sedentary and we have to sit and we learn. And so I think untapping that initial instinctive way of how we learned is really important.
So as you could see, that students' attention level in the fitness class, students, their report, they're more engaged and more attentive 73% of their time versus 7% in a regular class. It's huge.
The nearly 3-hour class consists of lectures, student-led workouts, and small group discussions. And every 20 minutes, Haber pauses the class to have students turn down the lights, turn on their favorite songs, and lead each other in an intense 2-minute workout.
You have to see how students, their emotional, the affect goes up, that they're thinking a little bit more, there's a great refreshing kind of energy that has been instilled in those students.
For accounting major and college athlete Olivia Fairchild, the course has changed her view on what education can look like.
I've been able to really see how people learn and how other people are affected by exercise. Obviously, you can never be in somebody else's head, but when you see how they retain the information from the class, and then you all get together in a group setting outside of the class and see where all the information is gone or how it's been processed, it's really interesting and really special.
At Fordham University, a class like Haber's is not just an academic experiment. It's part of a school-wide Jesuit mission to promote cura personalis, a Latin phrase meaning care for the whole person. Lersan Aksoy, Gabelli's Dean of Undergraduate Studies, says this holistic approach has been working its way into the school's courses and programming.
And one of the things we like to do at the Gabelli School is really encourage our faculty to be innovative in the classroom and to adopt new ideas when it comes to teaching our students. And so I think health and physical fitness is a very important part of being a human. And so I think certainly it contributes to that. So you just not only just learn academically in terms of your knowledge, but also are exercising your physical potential as well.
And Tabor is constantly exploring new ways to exercise this potential. Another fitness integrated approach she's pioneered at Fordham is embedded learning, which uses physical movements to reflect the concepts being taught.
So for example, motivational theories. What is motivation, right? I piloted that embedded modality once, and students actually physically worked in a team and trying and to understand what motivation is all about.
Educational psychology professor Akin Zusho says that learning through experience is strongly supported by cognitive research.
So the more that you are able to put things in your own words or make connections to things that are happening to you or things in your life, whether it's an object or whether it's an experience or, that actually is what makes information stick.
Gabelli senior Caroline Gartland says that Haber's class has inspired her to incorporate fitness into her personal studies, even after her graduation.
After the success that it's had at Fordham, I think it'd be crazy for other places not to adopt a similar style of integrated learning.
Haber says she hopes to see her active learning model expand to the whole university and the larger Bronx community through a designated campus center for fitness integrated learning. Until that dream is realized, she hopes that other educators won't be afraid to break a sweat and follow her lead. From Fordham University in the Bronx, this is Catherine Roberts.
Thanks, Catherine. And now we're going to show you an exclusive interview that Angelina did with the newly elected executives from USG. Angelina?
I'm Angelina Zervos, and joining me today are the newly elected executives of United Student Government, President Kaylee Mong and Vice President Ashley Kamar. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Tell us a little bit about yourselves, what school you're in, and what you're studying.
So I'm a junior here. I'm in Gabelli School of Business studying public accounting.
I'm also a junior here in the Gabelli School of Business. I am studying business administration, and I have a minor in political science.
So first of all, congratulations on your new positions. Very exciting. So what made you decide to run for these positions?
Yeah, so I've been a part of USG since my sophomore year, and I just really loved the community and the environment that I found. It's really just such a great group of passionate individuals, so I really wanted to do more, get more involved. I originally was just a senator, so that was a really great learning opportunity for me. Last year, serving as vice president, I had such a great time kind of taking on that leadership role and really wanted to continue that, and also just making all the changes for our community is so important. There's so many important issues that we fight for almost every day, and so I just really wanted to be able to spearhead that and going into my senior year here.
Yeah, and I've been on USG for a year, so I have a lot of learning to do, but I'm so excited to make a lot of changes within the next year. I think that a huge part of why I ran was because I heard a lot of concerns from the student body, and I really wanted to be able to address those in a larger setting and forum.
So you guys have definitely moved up in the ranks in USG. Are you expecting any new challenges that you're going to face?
I think that every year there are kind of surprises and different things that come up that we have to tackle and deal with. So there's always an element of that. But the big things that we really want to tackle this year are a lot of topics on diversity, which Ashley can definitely speak more about, as she was our co-chair of the Diversity Action Committee before taking on this new role, so she can definitely talk more about those initiatives, as well as we really just still want to keep tackling the USG brand, making sure that students know that we're here. I think we really got our name out a lot this past year, a lot more so than normal, but we now want to make sure that students know that they can come to us with concerns. So it's no longer just me and my friends' concerns, but really the whole student body, so we can represent all of those.
I think that, to look at your question, USG as a body is really a reactive body overall, and so every challenge that we face is usually a new challenge for us, and I think that's part of the draw for us to take on these roles, because we want to really interact with students on a larger basis, and I think that moving forward in the next year, we're going to be able to do a lot of that.
Was there anything different about this year's election since you guys been working on tackling the issue of getting your name out there, getting the USG brand more transparent to students?
So the first thing is we had a lot higher voter turnout, which was really exciting. I don't know the exact numbers, but we definitely, many more people were voting, which was great. And another exciting thing, well, our own election was not contested and many of our vice presidents were not. We actually had a highly contested election for our sophomore senator seats. So those are all the students who we really got to ingrain with the USG brand from the start here. And I believe we had 11 senators running for 5 seats, which was really, it was an exciting race. And so it was good to see that kind of starting to grow amongst them.
So you both mentioned that you go to the Gabelli School, and I know last year when we interviewed Kaylee when you were vice president and Connor Sullivan when he was president, the issue between the Fordham College of Rose Hill and Gabelli Gap. So since you guys are both representing one school, what are you guys going to do to work towards fixing that?
Yeah, so just to give you a little bit of background on myself, I actually am splitting my time here at Fordham between FCRH and Gabelli. So for 2 years, I was a poli-sci major in FCRH. I promise I did 3 EPs. I fulfilled my language requirement. So I really feel like I'm in a position to really be able to uniquely assess those differences between the two schools because I've been able to, as a student, recognize the differences in my everyday life. And so I think that it really allows me to advise students on both sides in the best way possible because I have experienced both. And I think that it's a unique situation and knowledge that I hope to bring to USG in the coming year.
Comforting to hear from a Rose Hill student. So last year you created the communications committee. This is their first year in action.
Yeah.
So what have we seen so far? What have they done?
Well, so one of the biggest things that we did that I'm really excited about is we did a kind of graphic identity guide. So that's kind of just getting all of our stuff in line so we all have a font and the same Fordham maroon color, so all that good stuff so everything will look uniform, which I think is super great for branding. When you see a sign, you'll know it's ours now. As well as kind of just we had a lot more advertisements out and around. Ashley's been really great at helping us to utilize the LED screen outside of McGinley, so we've had lots of different signs up out there, as well as kind of trying to bolster that social media. We've gained a lot of new followers in the past couple of months, so we're really trying to just keep working on that stuff.
Yeah, and so my background in graphic design is something that I've been able to help the committee with, and I think that the reason why those kinds of initiatives are really important moving forward is because we want to let students know that we're here and that they should come to us with any issues that they have, and we want them to be able to recognize who we are as an organization here on campus so that they do feel comfortable coming to us with concerns.
Do you guys have any long-term goals for next year?
Yeah, I'd say one of our biggest goals is definitely to kind of voice that student concern as plans are happening with McGinley. We know that everyone's always talking about it, McGinley 2.0. It's on the top of every student leader's mind, I think. But so as those things are coming, we really want to make sure that we're engaging with the student body to ensure that that's something that's going to be a useful space for everyone. Definitely a big goal of mine, at least. I would hate to see something come out of that the students can't use and that is no better than what we're in right now. So we're really hoping to do that.
Yeah, I think that a goal for every USG, but especially ours, has been just being able to communicate with students, like I said a little bit earlier. I think that we're really going to push the envelope when it comes to our advertising and marketing so that we really can make sure that we're reaching students probably in new, fun ways, but stay tuned to see what we put out there. I think that another long-term goal for Kaylee and I is that we really want to work on diversity and how we can impact students here. So I sit on the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council under Rafael Zapata, and it's really great because I am able to voice concerns that I hear in USG specifically to that body, and that has been so empowering because it allows us to have that direct contact with faculty and staff on how to move forward on different issues and how they can support us best.
Which departments do you work most closely with, and who do you want to build a better relationship with in the coming years?
So as a student organization, we are housed directly underneath the Office for Student Involvement. So obviously our advisors are in that office. So we work very closely with them, Dean Arcuri and Stephen Esposito. They're wonderful. And we also work closely with Dean Rogers then through that area. So definitely almost monthly meetings with them. Weekly meetings with our direct advisors. They're always present at all of our decisions. So it's definitely under student affairs. However, every semester we really work hard to meet with all different administrators across the university. So Ashley and I as the executives kind of represent that face of USG in all of those meetings. So at the beginning of the year we're actually very busy running around to all these different meetings with administrators. I'd definitely say we've had great relationships with both Dean Mast and Dean Rapatoli in both schools, which is very helpful because they're always so receptive to any concerns that students bring up, and they're always willing to meet and talk more about bettering that student experience. We also meet with Rafael Zapata in the diversity office, as well as even Father McShane has a meeting with us once a year, which is lovely. And so we get to meet and chat with a lot of people. I'd say something that we really want to strengthen, so there's the Student Life Council. It meets once a month. It's under Dean Rogers, so it's kind of to discuss any problems that are happening on campus. In times of struggle or when things are going on campus, the meetings can be quite lively. A lot of students come out, but in other times, they're nearly dead. No one's there. So who sits on that council is, it's us, CAB, RHA, CSA, all have representatives there, as well as the Office for Student Involvement, and then Office for Multicultural Affairs, both dean's offices. So it's a really great panel of people to kind of discuss these student life issues with. So we're actually talking about kind of changing the structure of those to be more topic-based. So each meeting, of course, we can still take public concerns. If stuff is going on, we'll definitely have those conversations. But then also branding each meeting with a topic that we're going to discuss. So bringing in experts in that area, people who work in that area at Fordham, and kind of talking about how, as a group of people, the deans, student leaders, student affairs, how we can all work together to kind of better those areas.
And I think that a huge part of the departments that we work with also relate to the committees that we have on USG. And so, for example, we have Dining Committee who works very closely with Aramark to voice student concerns. We have International Integration who works specifically with that office and integrating students into student life. I think that overall, we really want to work this year a lot more with departments who specifically focus on student life, such as the Office of Residential Life, CPS, Substance Abuse and Prevention, and get more knowledgeable on how we can make an impact on students' lives moving forward.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm here with the newly elected president and vice president of USG, Kaylee Wong and Ashley Kamar. I'm Angelina Zervos for FSTV News. Back to you.
A Bronx roller derby team became 2018 city champions last year after a 3-year losing streak. Jasmine Boyce reports.
Roll onto the track with the Bronx Gridlock, an NYC roller derby team skating to the top of the city's leaderboard with strategy and flair. According to the team's track manager, the name of the game is simple.
The team has 4 blockers and 1 jammer. Jammer has a star on their helmet. Think of the whole game as a race between the 2 jammers on the opposing teams. For every time that jammer laps somebody on the other team, they get a point.
Skaters go by a pseudonym they each create, using that creativity to strategize according to the team's captain.
I mean, there's always things to improve on. There's always new ways that jammers and blockers from other teams get better at combating you, right? So it's constantly a game of pushing each other to get better and to counter new skills that other people are developing.
The team is a part of Gotham Girls Roller Derby, the only league accepting cisgender, transgender, and intersex women. And the Bronx Gridlock Roller Derby team was nice enough to invite us downtown to Brooklyn to their crash pad, where they practice all of the tips, tricks, and jumps they use to go from underdogs to city champions. Spending time at the crash pad strengthens skills and the camaraderie of the team, according to skater Kate Sarah.
Being able to block the time of my life to spend with these wonderful people that are so open to sharing, their skills, a greater part of themselves, and these are my friends, and the people I want to spend most of my time with.
The team will also spend their time battling neighboring teams from Queens, Manhattan, and Brooklyn as they defend their championship title in what the league calls the world's biggest, baddest city, New York. Reporting from NYC, this is Jasmine Boyce.
Thanks, Jasmine. On National Independent Bookstore Day, I went to check out the Lit Bar, the only independent bookstore in the Bronx. On December 31st, 2016, the Barnes & Noble of Bay Plaza in the Bronx closed its doors to the public, leaving the community without a bookstore. Inspired to revive this book desert, Noel Santos launched a crowdfunding campaign, Let's Bring a Goddamn Bookstore to the Bronx. Fast forward to April 27th, 2019, and $170,000 later, the Lit Bar opened its doors for the first time in celebration of National Independent Bookstore Day. The Lit Bar is not your average bookstore. In fact, there's actually a wine bar located inside. Proprietress Noel Santos shares why she added a wine bar to the store.
I want to be innovative, I want to be fun, I wanted this to be not just a place to come and buy books off of a shelf, but a communal space where, we can be neighbors, we can talk, and, connect over literature and drinks.
Children's book author Ty Allen Jackson hosted a book signing on opening day.
I have 4 children's books, a 5th one on the way. I think that we are often talking down to kids, especially in literature, and I wanted to talk up to them. One of the books is titled Danny Dollar, Millionaire Extraordinaire, The Lemonade Escapade. It's about an 11-year-old boy who aspires to be a millionaire, and throughout the story of perseverance, it teaches kids about stocks, bonds, interest, debt.
Inspired by the demographic of Mott Haven, the books on the shelves emphasize local interest. There is an entire shelf dedicated to Bronx tales, and genres focused on the Latina, African American, and LGBTQ communities. The opening of the Lit Bar on 131st Alexander Avenue is an exciting accomplishment for the Bronx. Not only is this the first independent bookstore, but currently the only bookstore in the Bronx. For FSTV News, I'm Vicky Kalpaxis.
Great story, Vicky. You also went to check out FFP's annual spring fashion show. Let's check it out.
Fordham students strut their stuff and outfits inspired by the East and West Coast during the annual Fashion for Philanthropy fashion show. Tickets were $20 each and included free VIP gift bags with goodies like free workout classes in the city. All the proceeds were donated to the Make-A-Wish Foundation for the Metro New York area. A variety of refreshments, such as kombucha and coconut water, were served as guests waited in anticipation for the show to start. FFP co-president Lisa Fenter discusses what went into planning the event and her favorite part of the process.
We start planning the fashion show in August, so it really does take all school year. We start reaching out for raffle donations and VIP bags around December, so it really is a long process to get this whole thing pulled off, but it's definitely worth it. So last weekend we went to Lord & Taylor to fit all the models, and that's definitely the best part, seeing how all the models interpret the theme. This year the theme was East Coast versus West Coast, so just getting to see their interpretation along with us is the most fun part.
FFP chose models for the show through a series of auditions. Once chosen, the models headed to Lord & Taylor for their clothing fittings and began preparing for the show. Attendees Cassie Doyle-Hines and Alex Benavidez discussed what brought them out to the event today.
Fashion is something that I've always loved, and so coming to the fashion show and seeing people that I know is a really cool experience that I haven't done before, and it's gonna be cool to see some of my friends walking and see different outfits and things like that, and then also the added bonus of it being for a good cause and putting the $20 towards something important really makes it worthwhile.
And they work with a lot of great brands and companies pull everything together, and it's really impressive.
FFP raised a total of $5,000 for the Make-A-Wish Foundation from the event, which adds up to $7,000 raised this year with all of their events combined. For FSTV News, I'm Vicky Kalpaxis.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to balance the schedule of a varsity softball team and the honors program syllabus? Kelly Bright has more on Gigi Spear, who does just that. This week's Rams on the Rise.
Gigi Spear, a freshman from Bridgeport, Connecticut, was accepted into the Honors College at Rose Hill as an academic student, but she wanted to do more.
Definitely a lifelong dream of playing collegiate softball, and I knew throughout high school I wanted to. Along with basketball and volleyball I played in high school, but softball was always the one. I loved it, it had my heart, still has my heart.
Gigi walked onto Fordham's softball team, a program that has won the past 6 A-10 championships in a row.
She was very persistent, so it's a credit to her really wanting an opportunity. She tried out with us, I think it was early September, and then her first 2 days with Fordham softball was conditioning, so if she made it through that, I think she was going to be pretty committed.
And she isn't just committed to softball. While most freshmen take their time adjusting to their new life away from home, Gigi Spear hit the ground running.
I'm in the honors program. I'm a desk assistant at Tierney. I write the women's tennis articles for the RAM. I'm currently a trainee for WFUV, and I'm in the club Spoon University.
With an already impressive start to her resume, Gigi is setting new standards for all that a new student athlete can be involved with on campus.
Yes, she does everything every hour of the day. She always has something. She's always working, making money, and you know what? She does it right. She gets good grades. She's in the honors college. She's overall a good person.
If what Gigi does on a regular basis was so easy, everyone would be doing it. It takes sacrifice, balance, and a little help from some friends along the way.
One night I worked from 11 a.m. to 5 a.m. and then we had practice at 7:30. So that sucked, but it was definitely a learning experience now, but in the moment it was really challenging. But I just made sure I kept people in my life, and my parents, friends, at school, outside of school.
You need the time management skills. So for myself, I would not be able to do it, but if you can do it, you should do it.
I'm all for them, really truly engaging in the campus as well as taking advantage of their student-athlete experience, not only as an athlete but as a student.
Gigi is here to be more than just a student athlete. It'll be exciting to see what she adds to her agenda next.
Thanks, Kelly. We want to take the time to say thank you to all of you who have watched our episodes this year.
We've loved telling your stories. For FSTV News, I'm Vicki Kalpaxis.
And I'm Haley Messenger. Thanks so much for watching.